Good afternoon, friends. We are going to be playing some more House Flipper today. We are back at the abandoned farm, and we have been working on the house, and we have the house just about finished, I think. And then this last stream, we started working on the barn to turn it into a little farm shop where this family can sell their produce and other odds and ends, jams that they make from the produce, and just various different things. I think it's looking pretty good. It's looking more like a store now than a barn. So I'm quite happy with how things are going. The only thing is that we still have some bare shelves. And so I want to try and get some things on these last few shelves, even if it's some repeats of other things, because I think I've found pretty much all of the fruits and vegetables and jars of things that I can find from the Steam store as well as the base game. So it's going to take a little bit of work to figure out what to put on some of these shelves. But I think we can come up with some things, because there are things that are jars of stuff that aren't really labeled exactly what they are. Now over here so far we have some Canadian maple syrup, and then we have pastry mix below that, and then jars of applesauce. Up here we have jars of something, I think jam or honey, that's right. We have jars of honey from our bees, pancake mix, biscuit mix, and then we have yarn and fibers made from our animals, the sheep, the alpacas, the goats, things like that. We have some wine over here from the grapes, but we do have a few empty shelves here, so I'm going to go ahead and see what I can find to put on the empty shelves. So these are the main jars that we have that are part of the in-game things, and I've already done a bunch of these over on the other side of the room, but I think I might add a few more over here just so that the shelves are not sitting there bare. Okay, but it looks like I am going to need a little something to help me get up there. So, basket over. I can put this where I can climb on top of it, and that should help me be able to put things on the upper shelves. Let's see if I can get all the way up here from the stool. Yes, looks like it will let us climb up. So we can go ahead and put our jars on the upper shelves. I just think that this whole little store is going to be so cute. I'm really happy with it. I can kind of live my dream of a farm lifestyle without... Oh, hi! Sorry, it took me a moment to look over there and see you here, but it's nice to have you. And yes, I am making a farm market. I am really excited about this. I had been thinking that I was going to just use this barn as a guest house, because I just didn't really have a good idea what to do with it. And then, not last night, but the night before, I just thought of this all of a sudden, and as I was falling asleep at night, it was like all I could think about. I was so excited to get on here yesterday so that I could start putting items in to turn it into a farm market. And let's see, so we got those are filled. We've got one more over here to fill, and then one down at the bottom. Oh, and some of those little ones I'll have to move over to get those. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pull this over a little bit more. It was very fun thinking what things that are made for going in houses would work well to make display cases for a market, and what other items for decorating houses would seem like things that could be sold at a little market as well. Can't fit too many items on these little shelves. That's okay, because we really have more space than we need. Put this back away. And I really love the Steam workshop and all the things that people have made in the workshop. There are so many that I've gotten from there. I do not yet know how to make things in the Steam workshop, and so I really appreciate the people who do, because they've made things like cash registers and scales, basket of mushrooms, and all kinds of things, paper bags, that don't come with the base game. And then yesterday, I learned how to do a new thing myself. I learned how to make my own custom pictures, and I was able to go and find some old decorative vintage signs, produce signs and things like that, and I was able to put them on pictures that I could put up on the walls in here so that it looks like they have all kinds of old signs in their barn here. That's something I see a lot. When people have a business in a barn or something like that, often they seem to have lots of vintage advertising and things of that sort. And there were some pictures that were just so cute of fruits and vegetables and things like that. And I think it just really adds to the atmosphere so much. Yeah, it's amazing how much the Steam Workshop has in it. I mean, there are times where I want something specific and I just cannot find it for the life of me. But there are also so many things that I never would have even thought of, and I find them in there and I'm like, oh, that'll be fun. And I think now I'm gonna go take a look at some of my Steam items, and that would be under accessories, kitchen for most of those. I think they're all down at bottom for the most part, the ones I recently loaded. One of the things I found in the Steam Workshop also was that refrigerator with the glass doors that actually open, and you can put things on the refrigerator shelves. So I was able to display milk and eggs and cheese and things like that over in a refrigerator. And then I also put some cans of Coke in there so that if the shoppers get thirsty and they want to buy a Coke, they can have that. Okay, I've got a jar of applesauce here, but I'm not going to put that because it has a brand name on it, and I'm trying to avoid using things with real brand names on them because I'm wanting this to look like the type of things that might be produced locally. I think that's the type of stuff that a place like this would be more likely to carry. Now this one here that I'm putting on, it's a dip or something, but I don't recognize the name. It's possible that it is a known brand, but it's not one that I recognize, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. That's kind of how I've been making my decisions on this. Now this chutney, it does have a name on it down underneath. The main thing just says chutney. Yeah, it does. I feel like they look like the kind of local things, the type of stuff that someone might carry because they are in touch with a local business who is glad to have an additional place to sell their products. Yeah, I have been spending an incredible amount of time on this, but it's so fun to me. And so I'm glad to put the time in because it's just the idea of making something that it wasn't what it was originally intended for. And so to be able to change a building in that way, I think is really fun because it feels like it's really that I'm doing something new and different. I'm not just making another house. I mean, I like decorating the houses, but it's fun when I can find something a little bit different to do. Lots of different kinds of jam that I got off the Steam Workshop. I already had lots of jams and jellies, or what appeared to be jams and jellies from the base game, but unlabeled. They could be lots of different things. The Steam Workshop ones I feel like are especially cute with their little labels and things. Although the ones in the base game, I do like how they have the little cloth things over them that you often do see when people make homemade jam and want it to look special. So let's see, we've got 3 upper shelves here to fill, and yeah, I think we've got all the shelves down on that little end section. So just these 3 upper shelves, and I'm probably going to need to do the same thing I did before of moving one of the other pieces of furniture over to climb on, looking for something that doesn't have too many things on it already. I think I've put stuff on pretty much every piece of furniture, so maybe this. I've only got 1 basket on here. That's easy to move, so I'll use this as my step ladder, climb up. They do have a step ladder in the game, but I have found that it is often hard to do things when on the game step ladder, and so I kind of like being able to climb on things other than the stepladder. I remember now, I bought these bags of popcorn, these up here. I'd forgotten that I had those. Looks like it could be regular popcorn, or it could be kettle corn or something, but I can see this shop. Let's see, I'll turn this one. I just realized they have labels on them, so I'll turn this one so you can see the popcorn label. And then what else? Okay, I have a few things. I was thinking of putting out some breads or something, but I'm not going to want to do that way up here, so we'll go back to some of the other things. Just looking to see. Oh yeah, there were a few other things of jam, so I'm gonna put some more of these up. Oops, I stepped a little too far. Oh, I'm sorry that the internet went down, but I'm glad that it's back up again already. Hopefully that won't continue to be a problem. Okay, it doesn't want me to put more of those there, so that's fine. It looks like there's stuff on the shelf. That's good enough. I might put some of the breads over here by the cash register. When I start scrolling through these, I realize just how many things I have gotten from the Steam Workshop. There's a lot here. We have some baskets of bread. Those might, yeah. I'd like it if I had like a covered display case to put them in, but I don't know of any right now. I wonder if I could find like a box of gloves or little papers or something. Well, I could get tongs, I guess. I can put some tongs. Oh, thanks for coming by. Yeah, I'm doing well, and thank you for stopping in. If you're in and out, that's fine. I hope you enjoy seeing my little shop that I'm making here. I'm really proud of it. If I go back into kitchen accessories in the base game, I should be able to find, yeah, here we go, the kitchen pinchers. Put some of these out by the breads so that people have a way to pick things up that's sanitary. I'm going to also look and see if I have any. No, I don't at the moment. Okay, I might later see if they have any boxes of gloves that I could put there so we can try and keep people from touching the bread. And then I've got bags over here hanging off the end, as well as, a couple bags up on there. So we'll assume that they would put the bread into a bag. And then let's see, we've got a few more shelves to fill over here. I think I might do some bulk type foods in this section. Yeah, we've got some nuts. I don't want the cereal one. I'm trying to think what else would bring that up. Maybe I'll just go back into the accessories and search through there, because I know I had some jars of things that looked like some bulk foods, different kinds of nuts and things like that. I have such an odd collection of stuff in my stuff from the Steam Labs, because I've gone so many different directions with builds that I end up with all these kind of strange things sometimes. Oh yeah, I never put out any bananas. I could put some bananas out, put some bananas up here. Not that they probably would be raising bananas themselves, I imagine, but they'd probably be able to get some to put out in their little store. Okay, here we go. We've got some almonds, navy beans, and peas. I guess I ought to put some kind of bags or containers or something over by this section so that people will have a way to carry the things home that are bulk foods. I mean, I could be just selling jars of these things, but I think they work better as bulk foods because the jars are not full, so they don't really look like something you would be selling. Okay, I think that's all of those that I have, but I know there's the little spice jars in the base game, so I should be able to fill some of those, and since they don't really say exactly what they are, is there a particular reason that you are looking to stock up on fleece? And are you talking about like fleece items to wear, or rat bedding? Oh, interesting. I didn't know that fleece worked well for bedding for rats. I imagine that is nice and comfy for them. Okay, let's see. So I gotta go back to the base game. Okay. Oh, you wash it. Interesting. Yeah. So you use that instead of like cedar shavings or something like that? I think that's what we used to use. Yeah, that being zero dust does seem like that would be a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine you do. I know changing rat bedding or their cages and stuff, there's a lot of cleaning up after them required. They're such sweet little pets, so it's worth it, but they do require some work to clean up after them. Where are the bottles? They're not bottles, but just, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Jars that I can fill with different things, none of which you can really recognize. Now, how many rats do you have currently? I know you've told me, but I'm not good at remembering things. Oh my goodness, 12. Yeah, I bet you need a lot of hammocks and a lot of fleece. Well, that's an interesting jar. I don't know that I'm gonna go with that one. Kind of small. I'll go with this one here. Oh, yeah, that's hard. But I'm sure that you're giving her the best life that you can during the time she has. That's, yeah, sometimes having, that good care can extend the life longer than what you would think, but there's still an end eventually. Oh, she got to be out all night. Were you up all night then? Does that mean you were up all night with her, or you just let her run loose while you were sleeping? Oh, you couldn't find her to put her back. I guess that's a good reason to let her stay out, but it's nice for her to be able to, yeah, she can have some little adventures and enjoy the freedom. That's good she doesn't wander too far. And I put these herbs here. I figured probably growing herbs and they could sell some of the sprigs so that people can have fresh herbs. I think I might also look for some others that they might raise and sell some plants. I want something small and not hanging. Let's see how big this one is. These are a little bigger than I would have preferred, but they'll be okay. We have a lot of nurseries around here, and I figure these people might use some of their land to raise some plants to sell here. Do a few of those. They're a better size. Okay, so let's see. I think I have one more side of this little thing, and then I need to move that other one back in place and fill that. And then I think we will be done with filling the shelves. What do we have in the way of containers? I wonder if there's any containers that would look like they might be filled with things for sale. Not really so much, but what is this basket? Oh, that's a much bigger basket than what I was thinking of. I think maybe I will put a wicker basket here that we will pretend is full of stuff for sale, or maybe that it was full of stuff and is just out of stock at the moment. And I imagine those are going to be too big. There. A few more things for over here. I put some yarn over in another area, but I think there was still some more yarn that I have not used. So, let's see. Oh, maybe I did use all that. Oh, that's nice, yeah. That sounds like a good idea to go pick some up. You've mastered buying fleece, yeah. I guess you have to. When you have that many rats to take care of, you have to master the tricks of getting what you need for them. I think I'm gonna get some stuff from the workshop later to fill those last couple shelves. So I think it looks like everything in here is pretty good. I think I'm gonna go upstairs for a minute and maybe do just a few things up here. Okay, it looks like I need to get some lights on up here, and I'm not sure exactly what to use for lights up here. I think I'll need some... Yeah, I was thinking some crates for storage would be good. I think it's going to be mostly storage. I thought I'll put a desk and, maybe a little bit of office type stuff, and then lots of storage. Might even have some hay bales up here still too. Okay, so I want to look for lights right now. Wall lamps. I know they had some of these in a different area. Oh, maybe I need to put a light switch up here because I don't know if they have one upstairs. Just put a basic switch here. There. Okay, now we've got a little bit of light up here. Okay, we do have the lights on those pillars, so that gives some light, but it's definitely going to be dimly lit. I think maybe over here I might put a different type of light, try and make it a little brighter, and this is where I think I'll put the desk. See what this looks like. Okay, well, that gives enough light. I wonder, maybe I will put a rail along the edge of this. As a barn, I don't think anybody would bother with a rail there, but if they're using this as a business, I think they might like to have a railing. Oh, it looks like this will work in here, I think. There. Okay, so we've got that part railed off. It's handy having these pillars here to be able to hook the fence to. I really like that we have barns to work with now in House Flipper as well as houses. I just think that's such a fun feature. I think it's partly because some of these barns take me back to childhood when I would go to a barn with my friends who had horses, and so I would go to visit the horses with them, and I've always liked the feel of barns. There's something about them that is just so peaceful, and it's just a very pleasant place to be. And then being able to convert them into other things is just really fun. There. Okay. That whole thing is walled off now. Everything is safe, up to code for OSHA or whatever, probably. I'm guessing that could be a thing. And then we need a desk. Probably something pretty basic. Actually, the new things they put in, they have some rustic looking desks. I think something like that could work really well. I might switch it to a different wood though. Yeah, pale oak. And then some kind of chair. There. Here's where I have some desk items. We'll put a 2021 calendar. I wouldn't be at all surprised that a place like this might have an old calendar still sitting on their desk a couple years after it's out of date. Give them some little post-it notes. I'll put a broom up here. They'll need to have some cleaning supplies here. This says laundry bucket, but I don't see anything that says it has to be specifically laundry. That looks like cleaning supplies. Oh, I might put this in here too. That looks like the kind of jacket and hat I could see some wearing around the farm. We'll put a box of files in here, sure. I think they're probably more likely to have files in an old box like that than having a nice file cabinet or something. We put a clipboard here. I might put some of these stacks of sweaters downstairs, because that could be something made from the yarn that I'm selling down there. Definitely an odd mix of stuff I've got going on here. Gonna put some cowboy boots that somebody's left there after they went out and were working on chores. So now I know in accessory, under the containers, they have these crates. Some of these. Make some larger crates down this way. 3 big crates. Not all that big, but that'll work. And I think I also had some similar things from the Steam Workshop. Oh yeah, I've got some produce crates and things that I thought would definitely work up here. I think I can get that to stack if I get it in the right spot. There we go. Got it. Those won't stack on the others. They're peach crate. Let's see if I can get this placed. Just there we go. That works. And I think I'm gonna put a few hay bales over here, just kind of left over from when this was a barn. And then maybe some of the larger crates. Hello? Oh, hi, honey. I didn't even realize it was time for you to be getting home yet. I've been so focused in on my game. How have you been? Okay, I think that's good enough for this upstairs section. It's really gonna be an only somewhat used part of the building. Oops. There we go. And now, my next thing I'm gonna do, I think, oh wait, I was thinking of putting some knit items over here. Let me do that real quick, or see how, if that would work at least. Yeah, I think this will work here. And then the next thing I want to work on is I'm gonna go to the outside area and see about doing some kind of driveway parking lot type thing so that people will have a place to go when they come shop here. There. Yeah, I think the inside of the store is pretty much complete. Only other thing I might do is I might try to make up some signs with like some prices or just saying what the things are that they're selling, but I'll do that later. I'll do that off stream because I'm going to need to go into the photo gallery and into a program like Paint or something to try and do some of that. So I think I want to do some kind of gravel area for parking. Oh, maybe I'll outline it with pavers of some kind. Let's see, surfaces. I want some narrow pavers. I guess the only ones that have, oh wait, maybe down here. Yeah, there's some other narrow pavers. I think maybe something like this would work well to outline the, okay, except that it looks like I might need to put some stuff down. Well, I think that looks okay for now. But I think if I edge this, it'll be easier to put out the gravel for the parking area and for a little entryway. It'll make it easier to get nice straight lines because the gravel has a tendency to go everywhere. But if you put out some pavers, then it can just go up to the edge of the pavers. And if it's a little bit off, it doesn't really matter. Not sure how far I want to go with this, but maybe a little bit further still. I want to make sure there's plenty of room. I'll just go right on up close to the fence here. I may end up needing to move that one tree, but I hope I don't have to because I like the tree. So I'm getting a little off with these pavers. I'll have to come back and fix those. Trying to get this to where I miss the tree, get as large an area as I can without hitting the tree, but I've gone too far. And I'll see, I may end up moving the tree or getting rid of the tree, or I might find a way that I can build around it. We'll see. Actually, I might be able to have this jog over like this and then go down and miss the tree and still have enough space. That'll work. I'm gonna start filling this with gravel now. I think I'll go with black and white gravel. It's as big as I can. The gravel areas look so much better when they're outlined with pavers, because then it's all nice and straight and looks neat and tidy, whereas without that, it is very hard to control where the gravel goes. But I think once this is down, this will make a very nice little parking area. And then I'm gonna take the gravel on and meet up with the path that's there now for the entry. I think right now it's just a dirt road, so I'll probably cover that with gravel too. Dirt roads can get very messy when it rains, and it does actually rain in this game now. Not that the dirt would turn to mud in the game, but I like to make things the way I would want them to be in real life. That's interesting. Got like a reddish light. It must be getting close to sunset or something, because the gravel there has sort of a reddish cast to it, like there's some red light shining onto it. Okay, here we are meeting up with this road. Trying to just outline it real carefully, and then I can come back and fill it in. I'm not sure exactly where this is going to meet up with the parking area, so for now I'm just filling in the road, and then I will do the section in between. And it's nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I am working on a little farm market today. This is the abandoned farm, I believe is what it was called. And I did the house already, but I couldn't think what to do with the barn for a while. I had ideas, but I wasn't real happy with any of them. And then one night I just thought of doing a little farm market, and I am so happy with the way it turned out. I just feel like this looks like I've been to places like this, you know? I could really imagine being here and this being a real place. So I'm having lots of fun with it. But now I've pretty much finished the inside, so I'm working on putting down some gravel to make a parking area, and then putting gravel on they had a dirt road leading in, and I'm like, no, dirt roads, you know, once it rains, they make a muddy mess. And this, I mean, you can even see footprints from where this was muddy before and then dried. So definitely don't want that. I'm gonna put some gravel here, but I have to go real slowly along the edges because it is difficult. I used some pavers to edge the parking area, but since this is not straight lines, I'm just going along it by hand and trying to just be really careful. And then I will come back and fill in, and it should be easy enough to fill in once I've got a little bit all along the edges. You wish it would snap? You wish what would snap? I'm not sure. Oh, like snap to a position. Yes, that would be so helpful. I feel like some of the things they've gotten to where they do a little bit better on the placement. They have a tendency to snap to places that are somewhat logical, but yeah, it's still got some work as far as that goes. At least when I'm on here, I'm using a mouse and keyboard like you're probably supposed to for this game. But before I started streaming, I would generally just play this on my laptop. And so I would end up using a mouse pad to try and do things like laying gravel. And that was pretty funny. Plus, my laptop just was not very powerful, and so it would get really, really glitchy, and I would be trying to lay gravel, and all of a sudden it would jump to a totally different place. I was like, no, I didn't mean to do that. And then I'd have to go redo everything. This is actually going along reasonably well. I mean, I don't feel like it has to be perfect edges along here because a gravel road is not generally perfect. Well, yeah, that's actually what I did over here. I'll show you. I bought some of the skinny pavers and put them along the edge, because then if you go up to the pavers, as long as you don't go past them, it just covers up any areas that aren't quite straight and makes it look pretty straight. So it was nice for that, but because the road was curved, I decided to just try and hand do it, and because I felt like it was an area that didn't need to be perfect. So I think this will do for here, but it is very helpful if you put pavers around the area that you're gonna use gravel or mulch or whatever you're putting down, because the stuff will go under the pavers, but it won't show. And so as long as you can keep from going all the way beyond the pavers, it tends to keep it pretty straight. There's so many things I've learned from watching other people when they're doing things, or seeing, completed things that other people have done. I don't know what the red is. I think it looks like it's maybe becoming sort of sunset time. And I think maybe that's supposed to be, that reddish light that you get around sunset hitting the gravel. I wasn't sure at first, but I did see some of the clouds have a pinkish tinge and stuff. So I think that must be what they were doing. This should be able, yeah, it goes right to the edge of the game. So it makes a fairly straight line there. And then, yeah, I'll go ahead and, since I've got the gravel going here, I might as well take it a path over to the stairs. And that'll be nice for the people that live in the house, so that, when they're carrying groceries in from their car or something, it will be a little bit nicer not to be walking in the mud. Clearly I got an area there that was not perfectly straight, but again, I'm okay with that. I'm like, this is out in the country. It's not like things have to be a show place. Just trying to put this down so that it's not all muddy. When I do House Flipper, it's like I get into an imaginary world, like playing with a dollhouse or something. I imagine people here, I imagine them having mud to walk through, stuff like that when I'm doing my builds. I'm not just thinking about, oh, what's this look like? Although that's part of it, but I'm like, I want to think about little imaginary characters and what they would want for their house or their property, whether that's me or whether it's some kind of a character I make up in my mind. It changes. Sometimes I build things for myself of what I would want, and then other times I just think of some imaginary person and I come up with character traits for them and then build according to that. It adds some variety to the build. I mean, there's the buyers in the game, but I've already completed the game. I've played House Flipper multiple times already. I just have so much fun with it, and I have a lot of free time at home because, as I said, I have fibromyalgia and stuff, so there's a lot of times when I don't really feel well enough to be going and doing things, and so this is my thing for relaxing and just, having some fun that doesn't require a lot of energy or anything like that. I'm gonna put a few more pavers here and try to connect this up now. I think if I just go straight from here, connect up with a road there. Now I had been thinking of doing a curved area, but let me see what it would look like to bring my parking area over this way and to see where the corners, I might have gone a little too far. Well, I mean, there isn't exactly an end to the game, but as far as when you are selling the houses, there are buyers, and so like you can try to sell where you sell something to every buyer, or there's different things that you can do, but I did that where I've made sure that I have done one house at least that each buyer would buy. And once you sell all the houses, then it opens up to where you can buy any house as many times. You can buy them over and over again as many times as you want. You can keep playing, and that's what I've done. But yeah, when I said that I have completed the game, just that I have bought all the houses that there were to buy, and I have sold all the houses. Although I have not bought and sold all the houses in Farm Flipper yet. That's something. I have done some of the Farm Flipper ones, but I'm still working on that. But prior to that, I had bought and sold all the houses with all the DLCs that I had at the time and just kept playing because I just love it so much. I want to take these off. I don't like the way that goes together there, so I'm gonna just take this straight out to meet up with the road. And after buying and selling all the things and stuff like that, I've done times where, now like I have enough money in the game that I don't need to be really worrying about whether I make money on a particular house. Although generally I do, but it's not something where, like at the beginning of the game, you really have to think about that. You have to do all jobs to get enough money to buy a house, and then once you buy a house, you want to make sure that you flip it where you're getting enough money so that you'll have enough to buy your next house, and you work up to the more and more expensive houses. I didn't even line up my pavers completely straight, but it's good enough. It's still, I feel like that edging helps to make it a little more like a parking area, something that would be clear when you drive up here. You can tell that there's a little area that you can park on. And then what I think I'm gonna do is over at the end here, I'm just gonna freehand this. I want to make another gravel road that goes back so that it'll be like a pull-through driveway, hopefully. I could end up regretting what I'm doing right now. Oh, hey, welcome in. How are you this evening? I imagine first we'll be on here before too long. He's in eating his breakfast right now. Or not breakfast, his dinner. Don't know what I'm saying. And then he'll probably be starting his stream at the normal time, I think. But I was just trying to fit in a little bit of a stream myself for that. Welcome in. I'm glad that you're here, and it's so nice getting to know new friends. I've really been enjoying getting to know. Thank you. And then, and I think both of you were in here at one point when I was. Oh yeah, it's been nice to meet you too. I think you've been with me part of the time when I was decorating this house, but I did not know what to do with the barn. And then it just came to me one night, and I decided to make a little farm market. And I am so happy with how it has turned out. I'm really proud of this particular build. And I even made the little signs on the wall. They're not my artwork, but I took artwork off of the internet and was able to put it into the game to make these little vintage signs on the walls. Okay, I think that I'm gonna stop here for now, because I'm sure First needs to do a little setting up before he gets his stream going. Okay, so I have a little bit of time still. Okay, well, we could keep going. I just need to think what else to do. I guess, I know. I was gonna put an office up in the house on the top floor. I think that's the main thing I have left to do in the house. And then the other stuff we can do, we can decide if we want to leave the house, the outside as is, or if we want to change it up. I'm not sure about that. And then we can do some things with the yard, because since this is supposed to be a farm, I think we probably need to plant some crops and things like that. And actually, for those of you who have not yet seen inside the house, walk in, we have kind of an open plan great room type thing, but with some dividers partially dividing the rooms. Got a nice bright cheery kitchen done in blue and yellow. I've always been partial to kitchens in blue and yellow. And then our dining area, and we've got a couple nice sideboards there to display a lot of dishes, as well as breaking the room up a little bit. We've got the living room with a nice fireplace and bookcases. And that's another thing I need to do still. I've got one bookcase filled, but I still need to fill the other bookcase. And then on the second floor, we have 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. The bathroom is a little bit crowded because I took some of the space from this room and put it in one of the bedrooms, but I was able to get everything in here. It's just the shower. Hopefully the water doesn't get all over too much, but I think it worked okay. And then this is our guest room. Lots of artwork up. A couple of chairs so that if we have guests, they can have a place to just hang out in their room if they want a little peace and quiet. And nice big bed in there, and the wardrobe, which should be enough for all their clothing because they would be just temporary guests. And then we have, thank you, Chesh. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. This is the kids' room, and we've got it set up for 2 kids in here. I did one of the rooms all in pink because Anubis suggested doing a house entirely in pink to make First hate it. So I did a room all in pink, but then I did a room where I used red plaid wallpaper specially for First to make up for doing the pink room. So this room has red plaid wallpaper, but it also has lots of toys and games. We've got Star Wars Legos and Lincoln Logs and books, all kinds of things. Yes, I do spend a lot of time on the game, both in the game and in the Steam Workshop, or looking up how to do things that I want to do in the game. So here we've got a couple of desks so both kids can sit and do their homework or whatever, and there's a space coloring book there. And yeah, I'm happy with the way the kids' room turned out. And then this room across the hall here is the very pink girly room that I did. We've got, and this is just for a single person, which is why the bed is shoved up in against the wall to create a little bit more room. But they even have, you know, a nice little sitting area, things like that. And then the final bedroom, the master bedroom, is up on the 3rd floor. But when you first get up here, you can't really see the room itself. You see the backs of all these things, but I was using that as a little divider so that way the people who have this bedroom, they don't want to have people walk up and be directly in their bedroom without any warning. So this way you start off looking over here, which is the office area, or will be. And then once you come around, this is where the bedroom is. And it's all done with sort of jungle prints and things like that. Has a whole walk-in closet type of thing. We could not actually build any closets in this room. The room is done in such a way that with the slanted ceilings, you cannot divide it into other rooms, which is part of why I was using the wardrobes and the plant dividers and things as a way to divide the space. And that's what I did over here. Is I wanted them to have a bathroom on this floor so they don't have to run up and down the stairs to use the bathroom, but I wanted them to be able to have at least some privacy. This whole room is their private domain, but this way, in case somebody comes walking up, they wouldn't immediately see the bathroom or the bed. So I feel like that gives just that extra little bit of privacy. And so I think what I'm going to do over here is make this into a little office area. Now, we're not going to be able to use any tall bookcases, but I think I'll put the desk right here at the window so that they can enjoy looking out over their beautiful farm while they're working at the desk. And I went with one of those rustic desks for the office above the farm market, but for this office I'll go with something a little fancier looking. Not sure which one yet. Maybe this one here in the color that it comes in. I think that one will work. And then we need an office chair. I think I'll go with the Rebecca chair, maybe with gray upholstery. Thanks for peeking in. It's nice to see you. I am working on a house right at the moment, but my big project today has been putting a farm market on this property in the barn. I've pretty much finished that part, and I'm just kind of doing some last details on the house now, looking for some short storage pieces that will fit in this area. I might be able to fit a couple of these cabinets. Yeah. And then I'm gonna put a bookshelf here. I'm gonna go with a horizontal bookcase so that there will be more room. And then along here, I don't know, we've got this empty area, but I really can't think of anything that would go there very well, other than maybe just a rug on the floor. I think maybe I'll find another rug that matches the one by the bed. Yeah, I'll just put that there. It would be nice to be able to hang some art on the walls, but I don't think that's really going to be a possibility where the walls are so low. Let's see, maybe I can put a few items on the desk. I don't think they used to have a separate section for office accessories. That must be new, because I think they used to have them just like under hobby or something. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but put that there. Give them a little pen and pencil holder. I heard a ding just then, but I don't see anything going on in chat, so I'm not sure what that is. First, if that's something I should know about, you can let me know. A new follow, yeah, okay. Thank you for coming over and thinking, can I get some of these binders to go in here? Yeah, looks like that would work. No, or maybe not. Oh, I guess it doesn't fit. Okay, well, that's all right. I will leave those empty. Let's see, I gotta go back to decorations. I want to look for a painting or something, some kind of picture that I can put here. Some of these paintings are just hideous, but I've got a mix of all kinds of things in here. Maybe I'll go with this here. How big is that? Okay, we need a smaller one so that it doesn't cover the window. Will that one work? Yeah, that'll work. Put it right there. Oh, no. Okay, it didn't work. Let me try this again. I see I have to have it down here. Okay, but that way we have something instead of just a blank space there. I think I want to do the same thing down here. Put a little bit of artwork on the walls. I've picked up some artwork from the Steam Workshop. I think maybe I'll do something like this. Thank you for the follow. Okay. So we have something there. See, over here we've got room for a couple of good-sized paintings maybe. I don't really need to have any particular theme in this part. Maybe I'll do something like this. Oh, you were also sent by Miss Angie. My goodness, Miss Angie, you have introduced me to so many people today, and I really, really appreciate that. It is always nice to meet new friends. Okay, and then maybe a couple of cat pennants. I think we might have some cat lovers in this household, so we'll put a couple of these. As I have said before, I am very thankful for all the people who create so many cute things in the Steam Workshop. I do not know how to do that myself, but I love being able to go there and find all kinds of things just so that we have variety we don't have to keep using the same paintings over and over again. What's this? It's just a little, do that right there. Need something bigger for this area. I think I'll go back into the things that come with the base game. Look for some more pictures. Yeah, I like that. Feel like with the location of this house, pictures with countryside scenes would go well here. Oh my goodness, that one is quite large. They have multiple sizes. They do not, so, but it's okay. I think that can fit. It was just a little bit, so it's kind of close to the stair rail. There, okay. Let's see, and we can go fill this other bookshelf now. Yeah, I'm gonna need something to stand on. I have found that the little stairs for the platforms work really well as step stools. I'm gonna get this for now and then just sell it when I'm done. I don't know if that'll be high enough to get to all the shelves, but yeah, it looks like it will. Now, let's see, I think it was when I was over here, I saw a cute dog picture I want to put on the shelves somewhere. Decorations. I think it was on here. Yeah, there it is. Golden Retriever puppy. We used to have a Golden Retriever. He was just such a great dog. I love having a Golden Retriever picture to put out on display. Gonna want to get some book arrangements, but I think that's gonna be too big. Does the other variant, that looks even bigger. Go to a different one. Oh, thank you for the lurk, and it was really good to meet you too. I will look forward to seeing you again. I think I can fit a medium-sized book set. And you clearly know much more about streaming than I do. You found the one who knows more about it. My husband first spent a lot of time learning the things he needs to know to stream, and I am just he takes care of a lot of stuff for me. He is helping me to learn, but I learn slowly. So he helps with what I have not figured out yet. I'll go with this set of books. Medium, and then I think I want to put a vase of some kind if I can find something that's not too tall for the space. Okay, I gotta look and see what I've got out here already so I'm not repeating things. I've got the blue vase and those two tall green ones. I better go with a small for that, and it may still be too large, but nope. That looks like that'll work. Okay, I am going to stop here now because First is getting ready to start his stream. And since this is his stream setup, it's only fair for me to let him use it when he's ready to do his stream. Thank you everybody for coming by. I am so happy to have my longtime friends come in and see me here and all the new friends that I've met today. It has been just so nice getting to know all of you and sharing an activity that I just have so much fun with. And so I really have enjoyed this, and I hope you have too. And so I'll just say goodbye for now. I hope you all have a good weekend, and I will see you around. Bye-bye.